We are previewing round one of the 2013 NHL playoffs, and right now we are talking with Joe Duffy from offshoreinsiders.com, one of my all-time favorite guests on these handicapping shows. We just got finished discussing the series prices for the Rangers and Capitals. Now we're going to talk about the Game 1 lines. Joe, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, Peter.
All right, we just discussed the series, and you said that you like the Rangers in this one. I said that, I'm very on the fence. I have a slight, tiny lean towards the Capitals. The Game 1 lines, of course, the Capitals are at home. It's minus 123 for the Capitals. The Rangers are plus 114 on the other side. These are the latest lines at Pinnacle that I've seen. The total is 5, slightly juiced to the under. What do you think? You think there's any value here? I might take a crack with the under, actually, at 5 minus 115.
Yeah, as a general rule of thumb, in the NHL playoffs, I lean towards the under in the early games where, especially as the series opens up, in other words, if a team takes a 2-0 lead or a 3-1, that often the series opens up. But Game 1's my general rule of thumb, and it's not something that's etched in stone, but I tend to go a little bit more towards the under. Both of these teams are a little bit top-heavy when it comes to scoring, and they'll probably try to use all 4 lines and some experimentation to see if they can do 3 lines, 4 lines, go with the hot hand. So I would say the under would be a very good play in Game 1 for sure. And in fact, a lot of the good system plays, I haven't run through one of the databases I use for system plays, but a lot of them have to do with unders at 5.5. But whether or not it'll apply here, I frankly still got to finish off that research.
Yeah, I can see, if Lundqvist gets hot, I could see him holding the Caps down to a 1 or 2, and hope he's not bad for Washington either. Washington was actually a decent bet on the under in the second half of the season, despite the fact that Ovechkin was scoring so many goals. What do you think about this? About the side? Value on any side there? Washington minus 123, Rangers plus 114.
Yeah, obviously Washington is a little bit bigger favorite in Game 1 than they are in the series, as they do have 4 of the 7 games at home. Probably lean a little bit towards Washington. There's going to be a little bit more of a sense of urgency where both of the teams are a little bit relieved to be in the postseason. Washington clinched a little earlier than the Rangers. The Rangers kind of backdoored in it a little bit. Looked like they were going to have to look at the scoreboard then. That second to the last game of the year, they were able to pull it out in the overtime by scoring late in the third period to send it into overtime. And then, of course, they, against a New Jersey team that was already ready to get out the golf clubs, they were able to actually move up, so they were able to avoid the Pittsburgh Penguins. But the Rangers had to go down to the wire. Might be a mild letdown. I know it's impossible to say there'd be a letdown once the playoffs start, but if anything, I think the situation points towards Washington, where they had already had a clinch, where the Rangers had to, first of all, go to the second last game of the year before they clinch a playoff spot, and then the last game of the year before they were able to avoid the Pittsburgh Penguins. I think it's a good spot in Game 1 for Washington.
All right, thanks, Joe Duffy from offshoreinsiders.com. We are in agreement here. Very slight leans, both of us, towards Washington and the under 5 at minus 115. Thanks, Joe.